So this is where it starts out. We got Jack here, says, "First off, I want to thank you for the great things you've done and respect your work in Tekken and in fighting games. I want to ask if there's a chance for a Nordic fighter, Viking, in Tekken. I think that almost all kinds of nationality in Tekken legacy is done." I don't think English is Jack's first language. It's okay, though. But he actually responded to this and says, I'd like to challenge such a theme design. However, the time has come when the challenge is very difficult because there are people who complain about characteristic design as this is a stereotype. Continue." As he does, we go over here. "The individual or culture identity will become homogenized. Perhaps everyone around the world should just wear t-shirts and jeans. The shirts would be plain with nothing on it. If there is design, it could offend someone somewhere, right?"
Hello there.
And here it is. "I've become quite tired of trying to avoid causing potential offensive issues. Lol." Now, this is beautiful because we see more and more people now, mostly from Japan, like I said at the start of the video, grabbing a hold of their sack, holding it, and saying, "Hey, look at my hand. You see this middle finger? This is what I think about you and your opinions." And, you know, what happens? He'll get a little bit of blowback, but from who? People that aren't even interested in playing his damn game anyway. I love seeing this, but you know, when are we going to see somebody from the West do this and stand up? My guess is probably never. Maybe when the gaming industry is destroyed too, right? But like I've said a million times, I'm glad that we have like Japan, right? It's almost like, you know, they're like a fortress that's just impenetrable. And these game journalists and NPCs can hurl things at it and try to bring it down, but it just can't be done. They can't break it down. It would have to be destroyed from the inside. That's the only way it could happen. And as long as they're making money, I don't think that they care. I did read recently about a gender studies professor over in Japan that wanted to make the women more stronger. But the stuff that she had to say, I'm going to go over that pretty soon, was nowhere near the levels that we have here. Maybe, though, it was a slow climb into what we have now. I don't know if that will ever happen in Japan. But anyway, there's more to this. Let's go over some more stuff. So here's a little history from One Angry Gamer. Great website, oneangrygamer.net. Check them out. Talks about some of the problems and frustrations that he's had to deal with. So it says here he ran into a similar problem before with Lucky Chloe in Tekken 7, where some people, mostly NeoGAF, back when it was known as being an SJ Hive, complained about her being too kawaii or too cutesy as a Japanese design character. He joked that he would sneak her into the game by making a big, muscly character and then having her bust out of him to reveal that it was Lucky Chloe. So, this is a pretty funny little drawing here. We can go ahead and pull that up if you want to take a look at it. But you can see that. I don't know if he did that himself, but I thought that was humorous. So, you could see some of the history and the frustration here that he's been having to deal with. And it's sad that you have to press the man so much, you know, for him to come out and say, I just wish these people would F off and leave me the hell alone. Like, as he says here, these people don't represent the consumer. Just do what you want to do. And he says, yeah, ultimately, I choose what we want to do. These people don't represent the whole consumer. Just do what you want to do. So I like seeing that, you know, someone that will stand up to this trash. So they bring up a point here that outside of Tekken, these people have complained about a number of games culturally appropriating other themes from other cultures. One of the most recent examples of this fake outrage was at Sony's E3 2018 press conference, where they claimed a non-Japanese man playing I'm not even going to try to read that name, there you go, during the stage presentation was culturally appropriating it. So here we go. And this is actually a beautiful thing. This is an older article, but I'm pulling it from the new one because I think it makes a really good point to the things that he's sick of, right? Woman accuses Sony of cultural appropriation and gets a completely unexpected response. And here's the guy who he's playing this instrument. I don't even know what that is or what it's called, but there was a really slam-faced announce that we're going to get to that. So, can someone at Sony please explain why you choose not to hire a Japanese performer to wear traditional Japanese wardrobe for a Japanese game? This is extremely offensive to your Asian American consumers and blatant cultural appropriation. Please explain. Actually, people that most of the time Asians don't give a shit. I'm sorry, they don't care. This is something that doesn't bother them. Most of them, they're pretty based actually, and could give two Fs that this dude is wearing this outfit and playing this instrument. In fact, most of the time they see it as a celebration of their culture, as we saw. If you remember the young lady who wore a geisha dress to her, I believe it was a geisha dress to her prom, and she's very proud of it and happy. And of course, some jackass on Twitter retweeted it and tried to destroy her good time. And, you know, people from the actual country were celebrating her, saying, hey, we love that you're celebrating our culture and all this stuff. But, you know, these jackasses, they're always going to get mad about this stupid stuff all the time. And it's a joke. It's fun to talk about and make fun of, though. And if you enjoy doing that, business is always going to be good, because these people, I don't know, as long as Twitter, which was such a mistake, is around, I don't think that we'll ever run out of things to talk about in here. So here's the dude. He's playing that instrument, and it turns out that one of the reasons that he did this is he's one of the last people in the world that can play it. So naturally, they're going to get him. But you see, these people, it's not cultural appropriation, but it's kind of whitewashing. You can tell that the Japanese-based Sony couldn't find a single Japanese man that could play that instrument for their Japanese-based game. That's a mistake, and there's no explaining it away. And then, of course, you know, these people are so quick to run and make judgment that they don't find out the truth. Hello, I am Japanese. Let me explain. This man is one of the few living people officially recognized as a master of that instrument, and shot down completely. So you can see here, there's actually a video of him playing it. I'm not going to play it, but it was actually very nice. And you see him here, like, learning with the master. Says he started learning the music at 9 years old. But that's not enough, you know. You have to have these people come out and just get completely, utterly butthurt. That's like this person. PlayStation's presentation could have done without the cultural appropriation. Like there wasn't an Asian classical musician available who could play a bamboo flute. This was right after the dead air time, waiting for everyone to move locations. Wow, Sony cultural appropriation much? Couldn't find a Japanese person? What the actual hell? Did Sony make a white guy play some bamboo flute in yellow face to kick off their E3 for a Ghost of Tsunami? Y'all couldn't find an East Asian person to play the flute for you? F out of here. Ugly Goth Boyfriend. Very appropriate name. So it's just nice to see somebody actually stand up to these people. It's always the Japanese Chad. Every time. It's always the Japanese Chad. I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that if you try to be the American Chad, you just get lambasted. Now, it's shown that that's effective. We've seen games succeed on that kind of marketing. Kingdom Come Deliverance was a smashing success because they chose to stand up to the horde of Twitter, and it did well for them. They did dividends. But then you have, for every Kingdom Come Deliverance, you have a Soul Calibur, or not a Soul Calibur, but you have a Dead or Alive 6, where they try to play both markets, and it fails. You have to stand your ground, and you have to fight these people back. I think we're just always going to see it from Japan for now. We have to protect that stronghold. We have to keep them safe so that, guys like him right here and the directors of Yakuza games can, give us something that we want to see, some good storytelling, because we're never going to see it from America again until the industry collapses and people can actually tell stories. Because in America, it's not story first, it's politics first, then story.